Welcome to Elbite's interview of the week. We have today in our midst Mr. Mijash Pokharel. Mijash is based in Birta in Nepal. He is an accomplished academic, having completed his bachelor's in finance from the US, and then he went on to Australia to pursue his master's in finance. He's currently based in Britamore, which is the first town that you would come upon when you enter Nepal from India from the Terai side. Mijash is Mijash has just completed his tenure as president of the JCI in Birta, Nepal. It encompasses both business and social spheres, both of which are keen to Mijash. Welcome to our interview of the week.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
My first question, Mijash, is this. Tell us a little bit of what you do.
Well, Zabir, um, so I come from a family of business background, right? We're mainly into real estate development, and also we run movie theater chains. So we're exhibitionists. As soon as I came back from work, I joined the family business, and I opened up 4 screens, two in Birtamod and two in Itari. I was planning on expanding a lot more further, but because of COVID, I had to put a halt on my plans. But aside from that, since my school days, I've been interested in social work as well. So I joined what's called Junior Chamber International, JCI. So they're a young organization, memberships 18 to 40 years of age only. And surprisingly, even though I stayed for a long time abroad, within 6 years, I was able to grab the presidentship of JCI Birta, which is actually really hard to do over here. It takes normally around 10 to 12 years and a lot of bargaining in between. But I was lucky enough to have friends that understood. And I thank everyone for giving me that opportunity to serve as president as well. Thank you.
So, Mijash, I'd like you to share a little more insight on your social pursuits. I mean, what endeavors have you put in place to try and make that much of an impact for the people living in and around your town?
So, first of all, what we've been doing is we've been trying to attract more youth towards joining organizations such as JCS, right? So in order to do that, we had to motivate them. And we realized that people will only join a certain organization if they get something back from it. So we went after individuals that were interested in speaking. They wanted to develop the speaking skills, right? So we had guests come in from Kathmandu, and they were trained how to speak properly. Essentially, the course was effective public speaking. There were business seminar teams that had been hosted from there's a place called Dhangadi, and we actually had a past president of India come in and work his way through Zoom, right? And in spite of COVID, what we did this year was we collaborated with almost all, there are around 161 local organizations over here in the JCI sector. We collaborated with all of them. So we had weekly meetings where, we'd get together and we'd discuss on how we could move things ahead. And so aside from that fact is during COVID times, right, people were more interested in going around the community and helping out. And during the lockdown, the police would not allow you to just walk around freely. So when you were a part of an organization that was helping out, so you had that liberty to walk around home to home, from municipality to municipality. So I guess even just to have a walk around, we had more youth come and join us, as we toured around all over the district of Jhapa, which comprises of almost 16 municipalities. So we delivered VTM kits. And then we even went for the big goal. We did not have a PCR machine over here in the district of Jhapa, right? So we collaborated with around 60 different organizations. And we started raising funds. And to my surprise, Zabir, we raised around $130,000, $130,000 to be exact. And we were able to establish the first we weren't able to run it, but publicly established PCR machine in all over Nepal. So we got the youth running. I mean, yeah, if you join this organization, you could do a lot more.
So, given your uh, inclination towards social work, now, what is one element that you see that can be addressed to help youth better their economic prospects? What is the one thing? I mean, yes, people will always say that education is definitely the foundation to empower them, that, it gives them room of how to think. But the ground reality, and you probably have an in-depth understanding of it, what do you think the youth really need to better their economic standing?
Uh, well, thank you, Zabir. This is actually a really important question, right? Because you look at the revolution that's been going on all over the world, it's actually an economic revolution. Everybody's fighting for prosperity. It's all about living a better life. And the question definitely goes to the youth, because I guess your earning years are during your youth ages, right? So in Nepal, if you look at Nepal, right, especially, there are around 50,000 NGOs and INGOs operating in Nepal. So they have this model where they're trying to actually develop skill sets to help youth gain employment, right? But then I don't think so it's working out. I don't know what formula they're using, because we are a demographic dividend right now, where 1/3 of our population is actually between 18 to 40. They're the ripe working age, but we haven't been able to capitalize on that demographic dividend. And a lot of these youth are still going abroad, either to the Middle East or to Malaysia, to work, to find jobs, right? So I think maybe in one particular area where we can work on is actually developing skill sets. What I've seen is we we're feeding fish to the people over here, especially to the youth. We need to stop feeding fish, and we need to start teaching them how to fish, right? So a lot of if you look at soft skills, like plumbing, electrical works, mechanical works, these are in high demand jobs, right? Or even like repairing your AC or fridge, but nobody wants to do it over here. So you have like a small set of young people that actually do that kind of work, right? Rest of them, they all just want to go abroad. They all want to make the big bucks really fast, right? Buy a house, buy a car. But I think if they develop those skills, they can progress one step to another, right? They can make money, as well as they can spend time with their family. So you're not only economically fulfilled, but you're emotionally fulfilled as well.
I hear what you mean. Well, my final question to you, Mijash, is this. If in the future you were to assume political office, what would your first initiative be towards your country?
Oh well, that's a really tough one, because I don't know if I'm interested in politics yet. Uh, but yeah, if I did run into politics, my first initiative would be to actually be honest. Right? I look at a lot of politicians, I read a lot of things, but I don't see any sense of honesty in them. Right? It's like in order to become a politician, you need to lie. That's what you're taught. But if you're honest and you're upfront, right? Yeah, maybe out of 100 people, 10 people might be angry with you, but the other 90 will appreciate you. After all, if 51% can win you a majority, right? Then 90% seems like a good number to me. So that would be my first step.
Nicely put, Mijash. I think that's very I would say out of the ordinary, the way we look at it. But thank you so very much for taking the time out, for patiently answering my questions. We look forward to speaking with you again in the future.
Thank you so much, Zabir. Always ready to support your channel and support anything that you have in hand. Thank you so much for having me over.
Thank you.